Hey, this is Glendon, and this is a iPhone 5 front-facing camera review. Ever since I've been on YouTube, I've always loved driving videos. And the first one, I actually used to hold the camera or put it somewhere weird. And even when I got this, the iPhone 5, I had created my own little bracket to hold it up to the visor, but it was just too close. So I bought a bracket. I'm actually going to give you a link where you can get the bracket. I mean, it cost me 11 bucks. Well worth the money. But the deal is, the video that you're checking out right now is 720p. But there's a few tips to getting the most out of it. One is placement, because I've had it in like 4 different places on the windshield, and where it is now is actually the best place, because the microphone 18, maybe 20 inches from my mouth, so you get great audio. I noticed that the audio improved tremendously when I moved it here, because I had it over here and over here and up here. And another thing, when you're placing it on your windshield, you want to get it as high as you can toward the cowl, this area up here, because that will prevent the sun streaks coming through. Because like you'll drive somewhere and then all of a sudden the sun will stream in and occlude your video. It's really, if you get it closer to this area up here, that'll stop a lot of that, or actually eliminate it. Because the further down you have it, or I think you can even tilt your camera or your phone a little bit too, because it's like if it's tilted this way, it'll keep that sun from popping in and creating that effect, which really just blurs your video. But another deal is, when you're doing these videos, it gets a little tricky, because like I said, you know, placing the camera, because I had it in all kind of places, and like where it's really good is the wrong place, where it's like right in front of you but you can't see anything and no one's trying to wreck. But a few recommendations: get an iPhone 5, or if you can get a 4S, even if it's jacked up, meaning if the only thing that works on it is the camera and you can get it really cheap, get one. Because in terms of video, the quality is outstanding. I'm going to show you something once I hit this curve. This camera, this one right here, and this sucker cost me $1,600. And the video quality of this camera is right in line with this. And this is 720, and it's going to come out really great, because with the iPhone 5, there's a little target area. So when you are adjusting your phone, make sure that the green box goes around your face. Another issue of putting it somewhere else on your windshield is that green box may focus on something else. Like some of my other videos, you'll see that the back is much more crisp and sharp, because the front-facing camera as well as the rear-facing camera has what's called field of depth. That's when you will, like, the front of the image is very crisp and the back's diffused. That's field of depth. These cameras, both of them, do it. And that's what was happening inadvertently when I would put it in the wrong place. Now, another trick, you can get killer video with the the rear-facing camera. But the problem is, sometimes you may hit a bump or something and it'll turn off. And this happened to me twice, and that's why I'm using the front, because the quality jumps. Because when you're processing, and I use iMovie to process and edit all my videos, it's amazing what you can do with that. I mean, the clarity is just killer. And if you want to chance it, you know, if you're doing a short video or you're doing something scripted, you may not be as messed up as I was, because all my stuff's unscripted. It's just off the cuff. I just decided to do this video because there's so many people. It's like, hey, you know, I'm glad the driving videos are back. What kind of camera are you using? Where can I get the bracket? And here's the video. Now, I had a Galaxy S3 before I got the iPhone, and I played around with the camera, and you know, there are reviews. I think a lot of reviews are based on bias, but I shoot a lot of video. I've started off with a Sony, and like a Sony regular camera, you know, just had like SD video on it. That's why I started. Made touring videos with that, and I've gone through a few cameras, and I gotta say, this thing is the best phone camera on the market that I've encountered. Best one. and it's incredible for taking regular pictures as video. So if you want to get into YouTube, start doing videos, you can get great video in your car, and the cost would be just a bracket if you already have an iPhone, because you're going to get that natural light, and that's something that you will notice. Like someone that made a comment that I was in a hangout and they thought it was the camera. It wasn't the camera, it was the lighting. Like when I turn on, to do Google Hangouts, I've got these big old video lights, and that's why I'm out so crisp and sharp. It's the lighting, it's not the camera. Or if you get that kind of crispness, it's a real expensive camera. I'm talking about several $1,000s. But if you want to do videos, driving videos, links below. How you can get the brackets, like I said, they're going to be like $11 to $25. And just remember, put the camera to your left as high as you can get to where the windshield meets your roof in that area, and that should keep the sun from streaming in. And you can get some great videos. You can talk about what's on the cuff of your mind. And here's another little added bonus. Say you're a writer or a creative person. You can put your phone, and then get the bracket, put your phone there, and a lot of times ideals and stuff come to us when we're doing something else. So you can have it there, have it ready. When the ideal comes, hit the voice recorder, or you can hit camera and film yourself talking, and then email it to yourself. If it's not too big, there is a certain size limit, but I have emailed myself 5-minute audio files with no problem. So, but there is a limit. I think I tried to do a video that wouldn't go, so I had to download it. Now, another thing, processing your videos. These videos, 720, 1080, is a lot of data, and most of that data is audio. Strangely enough, because I had screwed up a video, and for some reason the audio file didn't go through in the transfer, and I had to reload it. And when I noticed, because I was like, wow, that file is pretty small, maybe 65 to 70% of this video data is audio. That's how big that stuff is in terms of, that's how much data it takes up to create this kind of file. So with that, there's just before I forget, there's mics you can buy. I'm using just a regular mic. Once again, if you place it pretty close to your mouth, 12 inches, 18 inches, maybe even 22, you're going to get really good audio. But you can buy external mics now and hook them up to your iPhone 5 and get really, really crisp audio. Because what I learned earlier on with my YouTube career is, if the video is kind of jacked up, that will not kill you if the audio is good. But if the audio is jacked up, I don't care how clear the video is, people will bitch. They will talk about you. They're like, hey, buddy, can you fix that? So just a few tips for you to know. But as I will conclude my review, I'm going to give the iPhone 5 stars for clarity, quality, and just ease of use. It's just a killer appliance if you're a YouTuber or you're doing videos. It's awesome. But once again, I'm biased. I'm a Mac head. Yes, I'm an Apple head. I've got all Apple products. But they work for me, and they work effortlessly and seamlessly. So, want to do some videos? Check them out. All right, this is Glendon, and I'll see you on the good side.